my wife was using some sort of fitness app on her phone the other day. I think it was the day before yesterday. And she came across a thing called Heart Points, which the app uses to gauge how much meaningful exercise you've done in a certain amount of time. I'll explain exactly what heart point means in a second. But immediately when I heard that, I thought video games. And who wouldn't, right? It's a term that's been used in video games an awful lot. Usually to denote a character's health or their ability to essentially stay alive. If they reach 0, then the character is usually dead as a coffin nail. And they're sometimes called hit points, and sometimes called constitution and life force and things like that. All the same thing. The World Health Organization, yes, this is an actual World Health Organization thing, it's not just something made up by this app, defines it, I think it was something like 1 minute of exercise where your heart's pumping and your blood's flowing, that equals 1 heart point, and that's a sort of measure of exercise as a result. And it just made me think about the fact that video games give us such a unique lens and way of looking at things. And clearly I'm not the only one who thinks that, because these heart points, they are a gamification to some level. And it got me thinking even further. We did discuss it a little bit, and it made me think about things like, well, heart points are, the idea of them is that it's going to change depending on how fit you are. So if you are an unfit person, let's say, your heart rate is going to build quite rapidly as you do exercise. So it's not going to take you very long to reach, say, 150 heart points, which is apparently the amount you should be aiming for. But if you are really fit, it might take you a lot longer for your heart rate to get to such a point where you're building up those heart points. Also, age and things have something to do with it, but it made me think about things like, well, XP. RuneScape is a particular example, since that's what I'm playing at the moment. You can get hit point XP in that from doing combat, and then the more XP you get in hit points, the more hit points you have. And it seems like a similar sort of deal. It seems like somebody at the WHO has looked at RPGs, or maybe played some RPGs, and come across the idea of leveling up and improving your constitution, and worked that into a measure that anybody can use. And not only anybody can use, but is recommended for use. I'm just going to put my phone down because my arm's aching. Recommended for use by a global body. And I just find that interesting, and I wonder what else we can use that for. There's that whole thing of it takes, 1,000 hours of practice to become a master at something. That's probably wrong. I don't know what the exact figure is, but we could call that XP, couldn't we? And we could say, hey, well, you're skilled enough, and we can call you level 5 in woodworking. You can build a shelf or something. I don't know. Level 50, you can build a rocking horse, maybe something like that. Or maybe level 50 is like catapults or something. It's just a thought, and I feel like it's the sort of thing that would help a lot of people to perhaps what am I looking for? Gauge their progress throughout something. I mean, it's easy enough for an individual to do. I could say, I'm level 2 at the flute. I know how to make a note, but I can't exactly play any tunes yet. But then, if I'd logged, say, a certain amount of hours playing the flute, I could say, right, I've got this amount of XP, let's call it, so I should be at this level, and actually I'm doing better, I'm at this level. Is that valuable, maybe? Or is that just going to be drawing false comparisons? That's a possibility as well. I don't know. I just found it interesting and wanted to share the fact that these heart points, they're very much a video game inspired thing in the real world. I don't know. I think it's interesting, and I do wonder what else we can apply that to. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Also, I'm no longer on tour, I'm back home.